It's a new year, but as the kids say, that song's a bop.
New Year's, same baseline.
Yeah, New Year, same baseline, same old show. Welcome everyone to No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports. We are presented by Belly Up Sports. My name is Ryan McCarthy. I'm one of the hosts. To my right is a man who is going to be the next president of Venezuela, Dustin Henry. Dustin, how you doing this morning?
I'm honored that the people have chosen me, and we're going to see what we can do. No, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, Ryan. How about yourself? I was a little. I got after a little postponed holiday cheer last night. It was nice to
Hey,
catch up with family. Even my brother was in town, so
hey.
that he can't always make it back because he lives in a different state now, but. It was awesome to catch up with everybody. We played games, hijinks ensued. We carried on our tradition of the soups. I was skeptical of my soup, but I think it turned out pretty good. And Tracy made a pickle soup that, if you like pickles, it was pretty awesome.
Wait,
And I like
hold
pickles.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
Is the dog okay?
He's safe. He is safe.
Okay.
Yes.
When you said pickle soup, I'm like, no!
yeah.
Poor
No.
puppy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, she
I
did
want to
not.
turn into Venezuela.
She did not. Oh my goodness. She did not
Late
offer
stage
him
there.
any soup. So
Okay,
that's.
good. Well, what'd you make?
I made a chicken salsa verde soup. It had, so
Hmm.
it's got salsa verde, it's got chicken, it's got red onions, couple jalapenos. I was adventurous. I de-seeded and depulped one, and then the other one I was like, for a little spice, I'm gonna leave the whole thing in there. And then there was corn, cilantro. I'm trying to think. I doctored it up with a little lime juice. Chicken broth was in there, and I seasoned it up with a little bit of chili lime seasoning. So I followed the recipe, but then I like added to it, and I omitted beans. There's beans in there too, but I hate beans. So no beans for me. The only exception, I have eaten beans in your chili, Ryan, because I'm willing to make that sacrifice for
Thank you.
myself.
And it's black beans. And black beans have, look, that chili I make, I mean, look, I may have to market it someday. Like,
All
it,
right. Yeah. I mean, I get behind that. That
look,
and your potato leek hash. I would get
oh,
for
thank
that.
you. Yeah, potato pancetta leek hash. It's good stuff. But no, I mean the beans the beans are there just for extra protein. Like that chili I make is proteined up. I usually it's a mix of things. Like sometimes it'll be beef and chicken, sometimes it will be beef and turkey, sometimes it'll be ground pork and ground beef. The last time I made it, I think at your place was ground bison and
Yeah,
ground
yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, you either made it for one of the football Sundays or you made it for the Super Bowl party the one year, because my theme, and I still wish I could come up with something better than this, but it's soup or bowl. I don't think I'll be able to top that one.
No, you won't. You won't. Well, we got a lot to get to in this episode. It'll be a shorter version of the Saturday show because there was no Thursday night game. The last Thursday night's games were the last ones for the NFL for this year. College football has taken over the landscape. If you've gotten a chance to watch our college football preview shows, myself and Gaz, thank you. We did I put up a short on the YouTube channel. We got lambasted by Alabama fans.
Oh
But
man.
Gaz was right.
Oh,
Guys said
guys
that
saw it.
Indiana was going to smoke Alabama, and that came true. And I guess there were some comments in the comment section about Kurt, the Indiana's coach, saying that no, he didn't hate Alabama. He didn't hate his time in Alabama. If he were offered the chance to go, he would go tomorrow. And it's like, are you sure about that? I mean, the way that they absolutely curb stomped the Crimson Tide on on Thursday, are you sure he wants to coach them? But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you never know. And hey, even I've heard a little bit about the college football madness, because Lane Kiffin. It's looking like it's Ole Miss, man. It's looking like he shouldn't have left.
Hope you like the money, Lane. Anyway, we're gonna get to Week 18 in the NFL. As the title states, what matters, what doesn't, and we make our final picks for the Cut the Brakes Pick'em Challenge. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we got to remind you, please follow us. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for No Credentials Required. You can also check out our other podcasts and written content at bellyupsports.com. On the podcast side, subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, Pandora, and our host, which is Podbean, Freshly Brewed Podcasts. Hit that notification bell on Twitter and on YouTube so you know when the shows go live, when there's extra videos that go up on the YouTube channel, like the college football previews, college football playoff previews we've been doing lately. We're gonna drop some more content on the YouTube channel in 2026. So just so we don't know, but we'll let you know what we're doing once we've finally made those decisions. But we'll have a lot more content, and also again, it's also for general. Hit the notification bell for general show announcements. On the podcast side, rate, review, comment. A 5-star rating would be helpful. Leave a review. Leave it on our host, Podbean, Apple Podcast, Good Pods, Podchaser. Leave a comment if you're listening on Spotify. We'll go back and read those comments. Also on the YouTube channel, if you if on the Belly Up Sports YouTube, leave a comment below. What's your expectations for Week 18? Other than pretty much chaos, I think, that happened this week, because this NFL season, the 2025 NFL season, has been drunk. But leave a comment in the comment section, and we're a live show Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, Tuesdays. Although this week we're gonna have our show on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, because we want to wrap up everything. There's no football game on Monday night, first and foremost, and we want to get you up to speed on everything that's happening on Black Monday, because that's the day we see coaches lose their jobs. So we'll be on Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Hit the notification bell. And Dustin, we got some live comments in the comment section already, but Dustin, I know it's a new year, same time.
Oh yeah, new year, same rhyme. It's still chime time.
Ayo. We've already got some comments in the comment section. James checking in saying, Happy New Year, gents. Hard to believe this regular season is almost over. Absolutely. And Eli checking in saying, Good morning. Happy New Year, fellas. Happy New Year to you, Eli. Can't wait for the draft.
Hey, sometimes years be like that, Eli.
And Eli says, We're dropping bars with our chime. All right. Since there was no Thursday night game on this past Thursday, except for if you sat on your butt and watch college football, I actually got in a workout on Thursday morning. I want to start the new year off right, you know?
Yeah, as did I. Resistance bands are back, baby, although one of them snapped on me. It was almost very bad. It was almost very bad.
So we could have seen you with a shiner in this episode.
Yeah, possibly.
But we're going to start off with our most intriguing matchups of Week 18. We're already here at Week 18 in the NFL. And Dustin, I have a feeling I know which game you're going to pick.
Yeah.
Should I get the alert?
Well, you don't need to get the alert because, I mean, obviously, you know what my pick is for this. It's Seahawks-Niners. The game is for the NFC West. The game is for the #1 seed in the NFC. All the marbles. The Seahawks lost to the 49ers late in Week 1, and I predicted that loss would loom large, and it does because it led to this. However, I am going to be talking about that game quite a bit later today. So instead, for our fine show.
What time?
So it's looking like Seahawks session is going to be around 1:30, and then you just might see me doing an interview.
On the Time to BS YouTube channel. Check it out. Sorry.
That is right. Thank you for the plug, Ryan. You're better at plugging it than me. And the other thing, you just may see me interviewing with a friend of the show and a notorious Niners fan. So that we haven't firmed up everything, but I know I do have some time today. So I gotta ask him what he's thinking. But so I'm going to be talking about that game a lot. So I figured, you know what, for NCR, I'm going to choose another game because there's a couple other divisions that are coming down to the wire here. Mm-hmm. So I'm going back to the NFC South. I know, Ryan, it's weird. The division's not great, but you and I have talked a lot about the NFC South this year, and we're going to do it for just a little bit more because The Panthers and the Bucs. The NFC South comes down to this. I was very critical of Baker Mayfield and his drop in play lately on Tuesday's show.
Yep.
And you kind of hit the nail on the head, Brian. The Bucs have become a little bit one-dimensional because their run game has suffered lately. They can't get it going. So it is, I look to the receivers in this game, though, and we'll hear a little bit more about this matchup later in the show. Will Baker be able to return to early season form with the division on the line? Who will the Panthers try to shut down? Evans, Mbuka, Godwin? I think it's Evans. I think Evans is still the number one receiving threat in that offense. But the problem is, if Godwin, who started to have some bigger games, he's getting healthy. And then Mbuka is still, I mean, he's tailed off a little bit from early in the season, but that is quite a three-headed monster. And as you mentioned, Ryan, the Bucs running attack has not really had the magic that they have last season. Will Bucky Irving be able to go off in this one? Will the Bucs be able to shut down the Panthers' own two-headed monster at running back, or are we in for a big Rico Dowdle game? Will Bryce Young and Teteroa McMillan continue to click? Who knows? This game could be very, very interesting. These teams are familiar with each other, and I, for one, am looking forward to it.
All right. I got some comments in the comment section. Eli saying, my biggest fear is that one of those bands snapping in my face.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's
that's why I do the barbells. I have that fear too, because I had a friend who, I don't know if she did the bands or she did the chords, the I forgot what they're called, not the chords, but anyway, like she had one of them
cables.
The cables. Thank you.
Yeah.
The cables. Yeah, the cables, and the cables came back, and one of the cables came back and smacked her in the face, and she suffered a stroke after that. So,
oh geez, yeah,
the blood clot. Eli's also asking, there's 2 games today? Yes. Buccaneers, Panthers for the NFC South. That's at 4:30. Then at 8:00 tonight is Seahawks and Seahawks 49ers. He also asks, Seahawks 2.5, Bucks 3. Do we like these numbers? We're not a sports book show. We're not an odds maker show, Eli. So sure, why not? And James saying Detroit being their old OC to deny Chicago the 2 seed would be hysterical. I mean, it's in Chicago, so they're not in the friendly confines of Ford Field today. So they're in Soldier Field. It's going to be a cold, blustery winter's day in Chicago. That's how they like it. That's how they like it. What was that expression that Marv Levy used to say to the Bills? If it's too tough for them, it's just right for us.
Yes.
Bears got going with the mentality today. All right, my most intriguing matchup of Week 18. It's the final game of the regular season, Week 18. Steelers, Ravens. AFC North going to be decided in this game. 4 weeks ago, the Steelers beat the Panthers in Baltimore, and everyone thought the Steelers were on their way to winning the North because the Ravens went on a little bit of a slide. They lost to New England, lost to the Bengals at home on Thanksgiving night. And my goodness. But the Steelers, I mean, they had some wins along the way. They got the benefit of having the officiating helped them in Detroit. But all that luck ran out on Sunday in Cleveland, of all places. Yeah. Cleveland. They couldn't move the ball. They had trouble scoring. They scored 2 field goals. Chris Boswell, whose automatic leg started to run out, had a missed field goal. Tried to tie the score within the last minute, and they couldn't do it. And they laid a giant egg in Cleveland. Ravens being the Packers last Sunday night, and the Steelers lost to the Browns. It leads us here. And I used to call the biannual game between the Steelers and the Ravens, I used to call it the Chalk Line Classic because it was hard-hitting football between two teams that primarily were defensive. Their biggest strength was on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will it happen again? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a very close game in this one. That's why I have my eye on it. And I'm kind of shocked. I wouldn't say shocked, but I'm surprised that the Steelers haven't reached out to Alan Lazard, who's currently a free agent. He got his release from the Jets. He requested his release from the Jets because they weren't utilizing him in the offense, and the Jets are terrible. So he figured he'd try to hitch his wagon somewhere else. And I'm surprised that the Steelers haven't reached out to him to take DK Metcalf's spot. I know they signed Adam Thielen, but
they signed Thielen.
I haven't seen him on the field as far as I know. But I also have to wonder if Lazard fits into their team scheme, even though he's buddies with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Thielen was on the field for their last game. There was a couple plays where he was open, but Rodgers did not go to him. But I didn't see enough of that game. And like you said, Ryan, a lot of it could have been Arthur Smith's play calling. But they also, I have it on good authority, the Steelers have Marquez Valdez-Scantling out there. So the rule is only one of Aaron Rodgers' former Packer receivers, unless you're Devontae Adams, can be on the team.
Yeah. Yes, that's forgot that rule. It's a long-standing rule in the NFL. If you're only one of your buddies at a time, unless you're Devontae Adams, can be on the field with Aaron Rodgers. Eli saying, I would personally love to see the Panthers win the NFC South. Yeah, I mean, they control their own destiny right now. So if they win and they're in, they finish 9-8. They win the division with an over 500 record. And James has to ask, if Pittsburgh loses, is this the end of Mike Tomlin? I would say at least in Pittsburgh, yes, because I know there's gonna be teams coming to call the Steelers afterwards. Like, look, we'll trade X amount of first round picks for Mike Tomlin. It's been done in the past. So I was listening to ESPN 880 New York. My guy Jake Asman was on yesterday, filling in for Dom LaGreca and Han and that other guy. I can't remember his name. They were saying that the Giants could be the team that lands Mike Tomlin if he's let go by Pittsburgh. I can see that. I can see it.
Yeah, that one fits. Ryan, I got to tell you, Kevin, one time on Seahawks Sessions, we were talking about the struggles of both Harbaugh and Tomlin in their respective places. And he just goes, I got the solution to this. Put Harbaugh in Pittsburgh, new locker room, new scene. He knows the division. Put Tomlin in Baltimore. Let's run it back. I was like, oh my God, I don't know about that, Kevin. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. Speaking of crazy, let's move on to our friends and family game of week 18. And for me, it's Cowboys at Giants. It's the Cowboys. It's the Giants. It's a game for absolutely nothing.
Oh, man.
This game's going to be played at the air conditioner known as MetLife Stadium. It'll be cold. It'll be blustery. It'll be a January day in New Jersey. The winds will be swirling. It'll be a terrible atmosphere for football, which means that nobody is going to be attending this game, just like last week's Patriots-Jets game. There's going to be a lot of empty seats at MetLife Stadium. The Giants are terrible, and they blew up their chance at the number one pick last week in Las Vegas. The Cowboys are the Cowboys. Aside from the Giants' draft position, they can only drop as low as third if and only if they beat the Cowboys. There's really nothing remarkable about this game, to which I say, where is it? Thank God for NFL Red Zone.
Oh, man. Yeah, this could be a tough. In some ways, some of the games are great, and then you look at some of the other games, and you're like, this team may rest the starters. This team, this could be tough.
I was this close to picking Raiders Chiefs, but I want to see if the Raiders win and screw up their chance at the number one pick in the draft.
Oh, man.
Because right now, according to Tankathon, thank you, Tankathon, it's at 1 is Raiders, at 2 is the Giants, at 3. Actually, no, the Jets can't get 3. They can't go as high. They can only stay as high as 2 because of Atlanta beating the Rams last week. Thanks a lot, Atlanta.
Man.
So that's my friends and family game of the week. Oh, and we have a comment in the comment section. Julie from Michigan saying good morning. Good morning to you as well.
Good morning, Julie.
Stopping in. What's your friends and family game of the week, Dustin?
Well, my friends and family game of the week, it's another team that plays in MetLife Stadium. I'm sorry, Ryan, but it's Jets
Power
Bills.
through it.
It's been mentioned, but the Bills still have things to play for. So some of the starters will play for some of this game, probably, which spells disaster for the much maligned Jets defense, because you really broke it down on Tuesday's show, or it might have been Saturday's show, but it was a show last week, Ryan. We do shows and sometimes can't remember what happened where.
They blend together.
Yeah. But the way it's been lately, it just seems like a 7-point lead is too much for the Jets. Their quarterback play has been horrible. If you stop Breece Hall, you stop the Jets. He is it right now, with the exception, Ryan, the brightest spot, and this is coming from a non-Jets fan. So Jets fans, if you want to tell me that there's a different bright spot on the team, I'm all ears. But for me, the best source of offense by my memory this season has been special teams for the Jets. The Jets have had a lot of punt returns, kick returns, various things for touchdowns, and also Nick Folk, his magic leg has got it done a couple of times. So I feel like the strong point on Jets right now is special teams, but I think this game, I mean, the Bills could be resting some starters at least for chunks of this game, but man, I just think this one's going to be tough to get through. And watch it with the way I've been predicting games the last few weeks. Watch it be the best game on the slate.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about Bills Jets in just a moment. In my players to watch, I know Josh Allen was off the injury report yesterday, so he'll probably be playing. Sean McDermott said that he doesn't know how many quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost over. And all I say is I can just say fire everyone except for Chris Banjo and his special teams crew, because look, speaking of the Jets, you want at least something inspirational to go by. Isaiah Williams was cut after week 4 because of his miscues with special teams. The fumble, the downing the punt inside the 5-yard line on Monday night, got cut, got brought back, and then had, I think, 2 punt returns and a kick return for a touchdown this season. So, and he won the Curtis Martin Team MVP award. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Went from absolute poverty to basically king of New York. Well, at least that side of New York. But I'm hoping he gets another touchdown before the season ends, because that's, out of all the crap that just us Jets fans have gotten to go through this season, Isaiah Williams is the lone bright spot. And that special teams unit has been absolutely incredible this year. Between Nick Folk being signed, he was I think he's missed only 1 field goal this season, maybe 2. And Austin McNamara having the season that he's had as punter, because they let Thomas Morstead go, and you're like, why are you letting Thomas Morstead go and you're bringing in an unknown? I think Austin McNamara was an undrafted free agent as well. He won the job at camp, and he's had a pretty great season too. So you're right, Dustin. That special teams unit has shined throughout this season, and I just have to wonder what's going to happen in the offseason, because the Jets have draft capital for the next 2 seasons. They also have a ton of cap space this season, in this offseason and next offseason. But I'm also kind of curious to see. We talked about how ownership has said Aaron Glenn's going to stay for at least a year, and this was just a one-off, and this and that. I'm like, no, you got to face fact. This is not a good head coach. So we'll see what happens on Black Monday, if Aaron Glenn still has a job with the New York Jets after this season. But yeah, there's a lot of games this week that make everyone say, thank God for NFL Red Zone. We have some more comments in the comment section here in just a moment here. James saying Atlanta blowing up the NFL's dream day is typical Falconing. Falcon's gonna Falcon, James. What can I say? Your cohort from Seahawks Sessions, Kevin, saying, knowing the Raiders, they will win and screw over the number 1 pick. I think he meant screw up the number 1 pick. Because I think Giants lose. If Giants lose and Raiders win, Giants have the number 1 pick.
Okay.
Jets can't get number. They can go as high as 2, but they can't get the number 1 because of Atlanta beating them last week, leaving the Rams last week.
I'm going to kind of say I kind of hope the Raiders win because I think the Giants, to see what they will do with that number 1 pick, would be more interesting because they already have their quarterback. They're going forward with Dart. It's easy to see. So I kind of hope the Giants get it so that we can see what happens. And for the Raiders, I'm going to on-air production meeting, Ryan. If the Raiders end up with the number 1 pick, we got to have Levesque on to see what he thinks the Raiders are going to do.
Oh, you know what he's going to do. He's going to be singing Fernando by ABBA the minute we bring him on. I won't sing it. James saying Cincinnati versus Cleveland is a study in which team has the lousier ending to the season. I have thoughts on that and my players to watch. James, stay tuned. Julie saying your tag. I actually just changed my tag, but she says your tag makes me sad, Ryan. I'm so sorry. It's been a rough season. It's been a rough 15 years, Julie. She also says my family and friends are at the Lions Bear. She says her family and friends game is Lions Bears. It's not going to go well. Maybe I'll have an adult beverage to make it through. Have 2.
Yeah. What's your beverage of choice, Julie?
Yes.
If you feel comfortable typing that out. Do you have a signature cocktail, a favorite drink? Are you a wine person, beer person? Let us know.
Yeah. Let us know what you're drinking in the comments. All right. We're going to take our network mandated commercial break. When we come back, we've got a new segment just specifically for this week that I'm going to introduce. We're also going to get to our players to watch, our Cut the Breaks Pick'em Challenge, and we're going to conclude our number series with our favorite athletes to wear numbers 97, 98, and 99. Spoiler alert, 99 was unanimous. Anyway.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to that in just a moment. Stand by and stay tuned for more No Credentials Required. This episode of No Credentials Required is brought to you by Invader Coffee. For the coffee lover who wants good, quality coffee with no bullshit and no filler, Invader Coffee is an ultra-premium, veteran-owned coffee company proudly delivering only the best coffee your hard-earned money can buy. They aim to only serve the highest quality, organic, air-roasted coffee beans sourced from free trade farms all over the world. They keep things simple. The best coffee at an affordable price in order to provide you with the value you deserve for your morning boost. 100% fair trade, 100% organic coffee beans, 100% air roasted, 100% money back guarantee. Visit invadercoffee.com, enter promo code BELLYUP at checkout, and receive 15% off your order. That's right, folks. Invader Coffee, one of our first affiliate sponsors here at No Credentials Required. The best coffee you'll ever try. Dustin, in my mug, in my French press today, I have the Shadow Blend Limited Batch Edition.
Oh man, okay. Give us a real time review.
It's excellent. It's excellent. It's a lighter batch. It's a lighter color, but it's absolutely delightful. I'm drinking it down right now. I'm trying to be careful not to like absolutely get it down my gullet, but it's delicious. It's a great. No blend has disappointed me with Invader Coffee. None of their limited blends, none of their seasonal blends. I love their seasonal blends. They always shine. But the Shadow Blend is it's excellent. And I'm also entered to win a free pistol, a free shoot pew pew. It's a medium roast. It's a medium roast coffee.
Okay, yeah.
From Invader Coffee. They teamed up with Shadow Systems, the firearms company. They're giving everyone who orders a bag of the Shadow Blend Limited Batch Edition a chance to win a free pistol, which is pretty cool. I mean, they've done giveaways before with their Outlander blend. They did a giveaway for a Chevy for a Chevrolet, for an old Chevrolet car, which was beautiful. This time around, they're teaming up with a firearms company to give away a free pistol. So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I love this blend. It's a medium blend. It's delightful. But again, none of these blends that from Invader Coffee have ever disappointed me. From their OG blend to their seasonal blends. Also, the Wallace Scottish Brandy blend, which is also excellent. You got to give that a try. I think the only one I haven't tried is their General Mattis Tribute. It's the only one I haven't tried. I'll have to try that my next order. But what you can do today, or any day actually, is get yourself a bag of Invader coffee. They can order it whole bean. They can order it ground. I personally love the whole bean because I grind the beans myself. They're nice and fresh for my French press. They also have. They don't have it right now, but they used to have. They had a cold brew. You order a couple cans, or you can order an entire 12 pack. You can also buy a bag of coffee for a deployed military member through the Move America Forward Foundation, for because every soldier, God bless our troops, God bless our the people who defend our freedom. The last thing you want going into battle, or capturing a despot dictator, is a crappy cup of coffee. So what you want to do, go to our link in the description on the Belly Up YouTube side and on the podcast side. Use our affiliate link. Every order helps a little bit for us. You can also use promo code BELLYUP at checkout. Get 15% off your order. Save a little bit on shipping. But whenever you order it by 2 p.m. Central, and it's out the door the next day. It comes to your door fresh. Everything, it's delicious. I drink it black.
Yes.
I prefer it black because I don't like to put any sugar or any artificial sweetener in my coffee unless it's like from other places. But you don't have to do that with Invader Coffee. It's that good.
Yeah, it's delicious, Ryan. And thanks to you, and also thanks to Invader, I am drinking one of my reasons for the season right now. I'm drinking the Bad Santa blend.
Hey.
I ordered a bag of the cookie crumble. It got to me very quickly, especially considering the delays. It wasn't quite as fast as normal, but they were delayed. I mean, it's a busy season, and they had a delay with some of their blends. I'm also finishing up that Wallace blend. That one's very good, and I see that it's back, so I might have to get another bag before it goes again. But man, I'm just always excited. It's like a something to look forward to when I get a new bag of Invader. And yes, I am putting that much on coffee. As you get older, it's the simple things in life, everybody. And Invader has not steered me wrong. Sometimes you got to put a little salt in your coffee when the coffee's bitter. This never happens with Invader. Never.
No.
So just give it a shot. Ryan and I both have been drinking it for a long time now. And I was drinking it before I even joined this show. Ryan got me into Invader Coffee. So thank you again, my friend. I always have so many reasons to thank you, but that's another one. So, so man, try it. You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed at all.
That's right. And just like everything else we promote on our show, Invader Coffee gets the no credentials required seal of approval. Just don't give any coffee to puppers. It gets messy. Some comments in the comment section before we go to our next segment. Julie says that she loves a good rosé or a good sangria. She also likes Angry Orchard, and she says, I'll never say no to a margarita either.
Hey, those are good picks, Julie. Although I'm not much of a rosé person, I like a good red blend, maybe, or maybe a Cabernet. I mean, I'm a bit more of a red person, but hey, I'll get down on an Angry Orchard every once in a while. I toured their facility back in the day. We went down there.
That's right. Angry Orchard is near us. It's about an hour and a half drive from where we are. As for wine, I'm not much of a wine drinker, but I do like me a Riesling.
Okay, all right.
Like
a refreshing Riesling on a summer's day, perhaps, or maybe.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. James says he's partial to an Edmund Fitzgerald Porter. Solid pick.
Yeah, that's a good one, James.
He also says he also says an Amstel. I don't think I've ever tried an Amstel.
Amstel's good.
Okay.
For a light beer, it's good. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, that's okay. That's okay. And Kevin also saying, let me second that Angry Orchard pick.
All right. Although he had a typo there, let's all collaborate on Angry Orchid Well, it's some sort of, some sort of like flower. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Let's talk after the show.
I can probably ask ChatGPT to make me something like that. We can sell it as a t-shirt.
Yeah.
We can sell it as merch. All right, we're going to get to our news segment for this week and this week only. Dustin, I'm introducing the game most likely to experience the JR effect in week 18. And if you don't know what the JR effect is, Dustin, I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to give Justin the opportunity to explain what it is.
Oh, well, thank you. And, who knows? We'll have production meetings. Maybe the JR effect will return next year. But the JR effect, I started talking because Ryan and I are both old school wrestling fans. I know Ryan keeps up with the current product a little bit more than I do, but we both have massive respect for Jim Ross. But Jim Ross always used to say, business just picked up. And it would usually be when like Stone Cold was coming out, or maybe a match started out a little slow, but then they were into the go home, everybody, and they started really picking it up. And I feel like football games have done that this year. There's been some games that for 3 quarters, you're like, this thing is awful. And then the fourth quarter happens and here we go. It's what I coined the JR effect because business just picked up.
There you go. There you go. So I'm going to give my pick for the game that is most likely to experience the JR effect in week 18. I'll bring that graphic back up here. For me, it's the Panthers and Buccaneers. This game opens up week 18. It'll be for the Dogwater NFC South division. We thought it was going to be a great race to the division. I said it was going to come down to week 18, and Reister Thomas strikes again. But currently, the Panthers own destiny. They sit at 8-8. They've looked like contenders in some games, but they've looked like it looked absolutely pathetic in other games. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers, they need to find a way to establish the run. Dustin talked about this at the game talked about this game as his game to watch. The most intriguing matchup of week 18. This season, they're 21st in the league in rushing. In 2024, they were 4th in the league in rushing.
Man, I didn't realize the drop was that much. Wow.
It's been a bad downfall for the running game for the Buccaneers. I mean, I know a lot of it has to do with injury and personnel swapping and whatnot. I expect a slow start in this game. I think in the first half, it'll be a low scoring affair. I don't think either team will reach 10 points, and it's going to be perfect weather conditions, by the way, in Tampa. It's going to be a nice sunny day. There's not expected to be any rain in the forecast as far as I've seen with the weather. I'll double check it, but I think business is going to pick up in the second half of this game. So that is my game that is most likely to experience the JR effect. Dustin, which one is yours?
Well, I got to give it to you because I chuckled a little bit when I saw this in the rundown. So thank you for that. But I am going with a somewhat surprising pick for this one. I can't put my finger on why, but I just have a feeling I'm going with Jags versus Titans, okay? And there's a couple reasons. Because I feel like the Jags, especially if they rest their starters, I have no idea what's going to happen in this game, but they do have a tendency to start slow or look sluggish at times against teams that they should beat. And the Titans, don't look now, Mike McCoy has them playing a bit better as of late. As I said, they're starting to look like an actual football team. Chimere DK is emerging as their number one wideout. We know Calvin Ridley's been out for quite a while now, and something is starting to develop between Chimere DK and Cam Ward. And Cam Ward, by my eye, I haven't seen much, but he's improving a bit. He's getting a little better each week. He's figuring it out. And also that offensive line, they got to do something about it because it's one of the worst in the NFL. But I mean, if they can get some people on the offensive line, maybe that team will start to turn it around. But the wild card in this game is how many of the Jags starters will play and for how long. I mean, they have the division wrapped up because of tiebreakers, I believe. So I don't think the Texans can overcome them for the division. So this one could be sloppy, but I think I think I just have a feeling that something's going to happen and it's going to get interesting late because that's how this NFL season has been. And the Jags Raiders, we saw what happened. That's one of the few games where the Raiders actually picked it up. I think the Titans can do the same thing here.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now it's just for seeding in the AFC. I mean, and of course the AFC North.
Yeah.
Jacksonville has already wrapped up the division.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
That's what I thought. I thought they owned the tiebreaker over the Texans. So I'm trying to.
I'm researching right now. I mean, right now it's no. Jacksonville is 12-4. Houston's 11-5. So I think you're right. They do own the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think they do because
but-
the Jags beat them early in the season when the Texans' offense was terrible. I think,
and then the Texans beat them in early November.
Yeah.
But I think it's the division that they have over them. If I'm not mistaken, no, they're 4-1 in the division. So there's something else. It's the tiebreaker. I can't remember what it is, but
okay.
But anyway, yeah, no, that's gonna be a game to watch. Jackson, like you said, Jacksonville has not wrapped up. I have to double check my stats here. But yeah, that's a game, certainly a game to watch because the Titans, like you said, the Titans have been playing much better recent as of late.
Yeah,
and you know, this team took. I mean, this team narrowly lost to an equally improving New Orleans team this past week as well. But they've been playing better as of late. I mean, their defense is okay. Offense, like you said, the offensive line, they need some help in the offseason. So yeah, I mean, I'll have to look up the stats for the division for the AFC South, but we'll do that. I'll do that while we talk about our players to watch in Week 18. I'm gonna have you lead off, Dustin, while I look up that information.
All right. So, I have a somewhat surprising one, but if you listened early in the show to see what game I picked as my alternate most intriguing matchup, like I said, I'll be talking plenty about the Seahawks game in just a little while. Check out the Time to BS YouTube channel and feed for Seahawks sessions when we go live. But on defense this week, and shout out to our tribal chief. And I know you're looking up information, Ryan. So we'll get to Wise in a little bit here.
Up. He's important to the defense.
Oh man, that's impressive. You did that. You're multitasking at your best, Ryan. It's very impressive.
I already found the answer, so keep going. Keep going.
All right, but I will have my eye on J.C. Horn of the Panthers. Okay, he's their star cornerback, and like I said, I'm very interested to see which of the Bucs receivers will he shadow. Like I said, I think it's Mike Evans because I think in spite of his age, Mike Evans is still the number one option in this offense. But you could make an argument for Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, it looks to be finally healthy now, and he's having bigger and better games. I don't think they put J.C. Horn on the rookie. But I think it will be Evans if he shadows anyone, or could they move him around depending on how the game goes? So I will have my eye on J.C. Horn and what the Panthers do with him and how they move him around the field to try to shut down this Bucs receiving attack. On offense, it is not a surprising pick. You knew I had to get my Seahawks in there somewhere, and there's some question marks as to whether he will play, but as of last check, Kittle is listed as questionable, and he has said he will play. So if George Kittle plays, I will have my eye on him because the tight end, shout out to Kevin, he has been on this since week 1 of the season. The tight end is the area where the Seahawks defense can be had a little bit. And if Kittle has a big game, if he plays, Seattle could be in trouble in that area because, like I said, their defense, thank you, Kevin, is a little bit vulnerable to the tight end. And I think we're going to be talking about that later. And I think even if Tunges plays and it's not Kittle, I think the Seahawks, they got to be careful with the tight ends because Brock Purdy, very good at finding the tight end as his safety valve. But I'll have my eye on George Kittle to see how he looks if he plays.
And your cohort from Seahawks Sessions says, player to watch, Sam Darnold. I'll say it now.
All right. We'll be talking about that.
James in the comment section saying unconfirmed report says that Tanner McKee will start for the Eagles. He looked good in the game I went to last year. Lock Kevin Patullo in the storage room and he'll be fine. Put him in with the equipment.
All right, James, as the Eagles fan that regularly watches the show, give us your thoughts. Does Kevin Patullo last the season? Even if the Eagles make it all the way to the Super Bowl, is it enough to save Kevin Patullo?
So just an update. I did look up whether or not the AFC South is still up for grabs. Yes, it is up for grabs.
All right. So I was wrong. Okay.
Jacksonville wins or they tie, they win the South. If the Jaguars lose and the Texans win or tie, the Texans win the South because they both have equal records in the division. They're both 4-1. And they beat, and their losses were to each other. And I guess the Jaguars have an outside shot to win the number 1 seed. If the Jaguars win or tie, and Denver or New England both lose, Jacksonville can still wind up with the number 1 seed.
Man, okay. Apologies, I was wrong. I was very confident they owned the tiebreaker. I thought, man.
Yeah, because I looked at ESPN and it had X next to both Jacksonville and Houston, but it didn't have Z. Z indicates that they won the division.
Yeah, the clinch.
So, yeah. So yes, we real-time research, folks. It's what counts. For my players to watch in Week 18, obviously I'm going to start off with this one. Shout out to our Trouble Chief.
Can't have him locked up. He's important to the defense.
And that is, yes, Miles Garrett. We're on Miles Garrett sack watch once again for Week 18 of the NFL. Dustin, you're going to say something.
I mean, it's an easy pick. We could witness history, Ryan.
Yes. But just about to mention Miles Garrett, half a sack away from tying the single season record, a full sack away from setting a new record. And the Broncos, as I said last week, even if Miles Garrett does not get a sack against the Steelers, he could still get it this week against the turnstile offensive line that is the Cincinnati Bengals. And he had 2 sacks in Week 1 against the Bengals when they played each other in Week 1. A lot of these matchups this week are just basically rematches of earlier. They're bookending their games against each other this year. So Week 1, it was in Cleveland. Week 18, it's in Cincinnati. Keep your eye on Miles Garrett to see if he sets the record. I think he'll break it. And I think he'll get at least 2 sacks in this game against the Bengals.
Ooh.
Don't put your money on it in the sports books, folks. I'm usually wrong about these things, but let's see what happens. On offense, I have my eye on James Cook of the Bills. Limited last week against Philadelphia. He's actually still has the rushing leader. He's still the rushing leader in the NFL as of this past week because Jonathan Taylor's stock has gone down because other teams have figured out if you stop Jonathan Taylor, you stop the Colts from winning, and it's worked.
Mm-hmm.
It's worked. But I expect James Cook, I don't know how long he'll play in this game because we have the playoffs next week. We'll see what happens. But I expect him to have a repeat of the effort he had in Week 2 against the Jets in MetLife Stadium. In Week 2, he had 132 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. And I think a big effort against the 27th ranked defense in the NFL against the run will be a nice send-off for Highmark Stadium. And I think it'll undoubtedly give him the rushing title. So that's my offensive player to watch. James putting in the comments section saying about Kevin Patullo, if he survives beyond this postseason, he's on very thin ice. Being Sirianni's buddy might keep him around. Then again, if the Eagles go out early, Sirianni's on thin ice too. He also says Miles Garrett should try for 2, if only to protect Shedeur from imitating Favre's alleged chicanery, like Michael Strahan. Joe Burrow. You're thinking of Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I think that's what it. Because I read that and I was like wait,
figured
it out.
Where's his teammate?
Yeah,
it's interesting to see what the Shedeur Sanders has done this year. Look, we clowned about the fact that he dropped all the way down to the fifth round of last year's fifth round of last year's draft. Everybody, Miles, we had the meltdown by Mel Kiper.
Oh yeah,
saying he should have gone the first round because he was totally wrong about it and was trying to backtrack. I gotta admit, Shadir's played well.
He has
played well. Needs to work on some things, but in the offseason.
He's also because a lot of people had a lot to say about Shadir when he was drafted, and we said some stuff, and those were our opinions based on the reports that we had heard and the things that had come out. But let me say, Shadir has handled for a young person in front of the camera who gets asked some questions that are kind of baiting by reporters a little bit. Reporters are just trying to do their jobs. I'm not saying they're setting Shadir up, but he's avoided some potentially rocky questions very nicely. So I got to give him a shout out for that as well.
Oh, I forgot to mention it might snow in Buffalo. They've had some wicked lick effect snow.
Oh man, yeah, Syracuse especially has gotten real hammered.
And as the meme says, that my co-host has said, has coined on this show, if Josh Allen plays on Sunday, when it starts snowing, Josh Allen gets going. Maybe that's the reason why the Bills lost last week.
Maybe.
All right, we're gonna coming close to the end of our show, but we're gonna go ahead and give our picks for this week's the final week. Dustin, maybe I'll tell you why in a second.
Oh, all right.
The cut the break. This is the final. This is week 18, the final regular season week of the Cut the Breaks Pick'em Challenge.
Because I cut the breaks, wild card, bitches! Yeah! What?
Gonna miss that bumper.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I gotta fix that bumper too, because it's if you watch it visually, you see it cut off a little bit. I'm not sure what happened with the video rendering. Anywho, our week 18 picks are as follows. Dustin, actually, let me give you the score line first of all. I currently lead 35-31. Now, if I nail one of my picks, it's all over. It's all over.
Yeah.
But if I nail none of my picks, and Dustin gets all 4 points, we might have a sudden death overtime for the wild card round.
I mean, that would be crazy, and I appreciate your optimism, Ryan, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to get the Bills pick right. So it's over. It's over. Start picking out your jersey now.
Well, let me give the folks what our picks are. Dustin has the Bengals, the Packers. His upset pick is the Carolina Panthers. As for me, I've got the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Raiders. I got the Bills beating the Jets because why not pick against my team to ensure my win for the Pick'em Challenge? And to spite Dustin, I got the Browns beating the Bengals. That is our Cut the Breaks Pick'em Challenge. These are our picks for Week 18. It is presented all season by Royal Retros, the king of throwbacks. Use promo code CREDHEAD at checkout for 10% off your order at royalretros.com. You also get free shipping for every order over $100 or more. Thank you to Royal Retros for being the presenting sponsor for the Cut the Breaks Pick'em Challenge this season, maybe beyond. We'll see. But that's our Cut the Breaks Pick'em Challenge for our picks for Week 18.
Because I cut the breaks, wild card, bitches! Yeah! What?
All right. So we didn't get a chance to do these numbers last year because we took a break in August. We also had some scheduling issues. Actually, not scheduling issues, but I had about a food poisoning. We had to miss one of our shows back in April.
Yeah.
That was no fun. I hope I never have to have it again. But we were going through our favorite athletes to where the number associated with the episode. So we got all the way up to 96 if you watched Tuesday's show or checked out Tuesday's show. And we're going to close it out with numbers 98, numbers 97, 98, and 99. So I'm just going to keep it brief for my picks. 99, it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's Wayne Gretzky. Come on. The greatest hockey player, I would say, of all time. I'm sure some boomers and some of the greatest generation would say Gordie Howe.
Yeah.
That's your opinion, but I mean, Wayne Gretzky looked up to Gordie Howe when he was a kid, but he shattered all of Gordie Howe's scoring records. The only one he doesn't have right now is the goal scoring record, which is currently occupied by Alexander Ovechkin, who I think he's going for 1,000. I think he's going for 1,000 goals. He's already crossed the 900 career goal mark. I think he's going for 1,000. I don't know if he'll do it. He won't. It's going to take him a couple of years, and he's approaching 40. But Wayne Gretzky, number 99. I think it's a unanimous pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's no argument that could be made for anybody else. When your nickname's the Great One, and he lived up to it. Because even all the people, there's a lot of people in the hockey circles that say, yeah. Ovechkin's got the goal record, but look at the assists. But they're different players, and I think that's a little short shrifting to Alexander Ovechkin, but it also does prove how great Wayne is. And, some of his records, I don't know that they'll ever be touched. No. It's crazy. And it's just like that Joe DiMaggio consecutive hit streak. I don't think anybody will ever touch that. Wayne's got some records like that as well. He is the greatest hockey player. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure Pittsburgh Penguins were saying that about Mario Lemieux, but Sidney Crosby just broke his team scoring record for his career. So yeah, Wayne Gretzky pretty much owns every single scoring record except for goal scoring, and the great one always you'll see him on TNT Sports during the NHL coverage. He was on last night, doing his thing. He's got a very dry sense of humor, very Canadian, very Canadian in that regard. But he's actually a very good analyst. Not the greatest of coaches, though.
Yeah.
Had that stint in Arizona, which didn't work out. But some great athletes can't always coach. So got to leave that up to the people who are second, third, and practice squad players. They usually turn out to be the better coaches. All right, so we'll reveal our numbers 97 and 98. I'm going to have my co-host start with his favorite athletes to wear, numbers 97 and 98. And I may have to get a certain button for this one.
Yeah, you'll have to get a button for both the 97 and 98 picks because I did some.
Homer alert!
I did some dirty pool. But I'll tell you, 97, everybody know. I mean, come on. There's nobody else. My headline says McFluff, which I think is a disparaging nickname, okay? But the other ones, I thought McJesus, McSavior, Hockey Jesus, everybody's heard those before. So I wanted to see, and then before the show, I Googled Connor McGregor or Connor McDavid. Jeez. Wow. Connor McDavid nicknames.
Wow.
All right. That's the best Frank Wycheck, Sam Weish I've ever done. All right. Connor McDavid nicknames. And one of them that came up was the next Sidney Crosby. I think AI got that one wrong. Okay. So, but anyway, dude, Connor McDavid. I mean, he's one of these guys. He's one of these guys that he plays the game so well. And I know a lot of people have a lot to say about Connor McDavid sometimes. And I know it's become a bit of a meme because he can't get over the hump with the Oilers. And I've been very vocal about how they haven't invested in goaltending around him and blah, 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 and that he's going to leave. But he got very emotional after, I think it was the year before last year's Stanley Cup loss. He got very emotional, and then footage emerged of him lighting the team up. And but I want that out of my player. But he's one of these people. He does things every game that are mystifying, and they become commonplace. You're just like, oh, Connor did it again. But you realize how hard some of the things that he does are to do. Some of the assists that he doles out, and some of his goals, he puts people on. If he was in the NBA, he'd be breaking people's ankles. Okay. Connor McDavid is that guy. He is that good. People could try to say he's not, but he is. He's an unbelievable player. He's going to be one of the ones that you're glad you saw him play when you did. And there it is. Connor McDavid for 97, surprising no one.
So my number 97, and I'm gonna. It's not Homer alert, but it's gonna be surprising to a lot of people. I think Cornelius Bennett.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Yep. One time, when he started with the Buffalo Bills in 1987, he was drafted by the Bills at the University of Alabama. Where's Desi? Where's Desi in the comment section? Talk about Cornelius Bennett.
Yeah,
He for his first 3 seasons with the team, he wore number 55, but then he switched to 97 in 1990, and that's when things started to change for the Buffalo Bills. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls. He's actually been to 5 Super Bowls. He was also a member of the Falcons in 1998 when they went to the Super Bowl. 1-time All-Pro, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, on the all 1990s team for the Hall of Fame. And his career, he also went to the Pro Bowl 5 times as a member of the Buffalo Bills. Career numbers, in terms of, he's got 7 interceptions and a touchdown. He also forced 9 fumbles in his 14 seasons. Sacks, 71.5 sacks, 1,190 tackles, and somehow he's not in the Hall of Fame.
man.
He's part of those Buffalo Bills teams that went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls in the 1990s, and he's one of the guys who's not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
But he also ended his career with the Indianapolis Colts in 2000. So 14 seasons, spent them with 3 teams, wore 2 numbers, but he's most known for wearing the number 97, being a feared member of that Bills defense that had that very impressive streak in the 1990s that went to 4 Super Bowls. As for number 98, I'm going to go with somebody who I have a lot of hope for in the future. I picked a young guy for number 86. I picked Jack Hughes for hockey. I'm going to do the same thing for number 98. I'm going to go with Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard. Number 98 for the Chicago Blackhawks, the first overall pick in the 2024 NHL draft, 2023 NHL draft. 2024. I was right the first time.
Okay.
But it was 2023. I apologize because it was 2023 because I was at the game where they played the New Jersey Devils, where he had his jaw broken by Brendan Smith.
Yeah.
And he didn't return. And Jack Hughes was also injured in that same game late in the game. It was not a great game that day. A lot of mixed emotions. Went to see Connor Bedard, went to see my New Jersey Devils, and both star players got hurt. But no, Connor Bedard, number 1 overall pick in the 2023 NHL draft, played for the Regina Pats in the WHL, set a bunch of scoring records for the Dub. In the Dub, was a super talent even as a young kid. Was part of the exception age in the WHL, and had a lot of hope going into last season, trying to be the main scorer of the team. Blackhawks tried to surround him with a bunch of talent that could help to protect him. Didn't work out. This season, he's done much, much better. I got a lot of hope for him. I think he's going to break a lot of scoring records, particularly Patrick Kane's in Chicago. So I got a lot of hope for him. He's my favorite number 98 so far. Dustin, your favorite number 98?
All right, here's where the dirty pool comes in. I got it on a bit of a technicality. But this person is another one of my favorite Seahawks. I'm sorry, this list has a lot of Seahawks because it is what it is. But here's the thing. In his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers before he went to the Seattle Seahawks, and for his career with the Seattle Seahawks, he is known by another number. 94. Okay, but we all know who was getting 94. No one was eclipsing Ryan Smith for 94, even though I do love this player, and he did make the Seahawks top 50 Seahawks that was released earlier this year. We covered it on Seahawks Sessions when it was released because it is the team's 50th season. They were established in 1976, so 50 years in the NFL for my beloved Seahawks. But I'm talking about Chad Brown, Ryan, a linebacker. And why is he number 9? Why is he my pick for number 98? Because he wore 98 for the New England Patriots. He finished out his career with them in 2005 to 2007, and he switched his number to 98. And in 188 career games, he had 79 career sacks, 839 solo tackles, and 19 forced fumbles. Like I said, he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a 2-time All-Pro. He was very good for the Steelers and Seahawks in the late 90s. And he was one of the players that I first gravitated to when I started following the team because he seemed like one of the hearts of the defense. And I liked the way Chad Brown approached the game. I liked the way he carried himself. And he's a current analyst as well for football. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Chad Brown because I don't think enough people know about him. He was a great player in my mind. I always enjoyed watching him, especially when he suited up for my Seahawks. I will disregard the fact that he was drafted by the Steelers early in his career. It's not his fault. He can't help it. But he played very well for them as well in the 90s with Levon Kirkland on that defense as well. I think they were called Blitzburg back then. That Steelers defense there
under Bill Cowher. Yeah. Three-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. Again, another guy who should be in the Hall of Fame. Chad Brown was also a member of the 1991 Colorado Buffaloes that won a share of the national title. Now, we're not going to see that anymore, where you see two teams sharing a national title.
Oh, yeah.
Dustin, I have a gift for you.
Oh, what is this?
While you were talking about your favorite number, 98, I had ChatGPT make an image. It's an angry orchid.
Oh, man. Angry orchid.
Angry orchid.
It looks like angry orchids on the juice.
He is. That's why I did. I said have an angry orchid surrounded with steroids and syringes and in a weight room. That's what I created.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Some comments in the comments section. Surprisingly, James without a Philadelphia Eagle in this one. Oh, yeah. 97, Joe Thornton. He wore it in Toronto. 98, John Henderson, Jacksonville Jaguar stalwart. 99, Jason Taylor, 7th all-time in sacks. Yep, played for my New York Jets for a spell. He also says Connor McPower play was one my brother told me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Drag them back to Alberta was an all-time favorite quote.
That was he. Man, and that's the thing. I feel like I didn't talk enough about Connor McDavid, but because I think his play speaks for himself. Like Chad Brown, I think people needed me to pump him up a little bit and say, hey, Chad, amazing player. He would have got 94 if Ryan Smith did not exist. But thankfully for me, Captain Canada, the mullet, he existed and he was great. But drag them back to Alberta. That was because everybody thought the Oilers were dead to rights. And Connor was out there saying, no.
And he also says Bedard versus Celebrini from the San Jose Sharks should develop into a great back and forth. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy this week. We had the Canada announced their men's Olympic team. And a couple days later, it was actually yesterday, the USA revealed their men's hockey roster for the Olympics. So Connor Bedard was not named to the team, but Max Celebrini was named to the Canadian team. And we have a young guy. We have a couple of young guys on our squad for this time around. I will say this, kind of breaking away from from our usual NFL talk for a minute. But if you looked at the USA roster, a lot of basically almost the entire roster from the Four Nations face-off, with the exception of 2, made it to the squad, and they added 4 extra players. So Adam Fox was left off the roster. And a lot of Rangers fans are still mad about that, but I had one bad play in the Four Nations face-off, which kind of made the decision for Billy Guerin to to make that decision. But I also think because Adam Fox is also coming off of long-term IR, and Chris Drury, who is the GM of the Rangers, doesn't want him to get injured while in Italy. So I think that's part of the reason why. And also Chris Kreider was left off the roster too in favor of Clayton Keller, who's going to be joining from the Utah Mammoth, is going to be joining the team. So, but in addition to this Olympics, we're also want to tell you, after the NFL season ends, we're going to switch over to cover the Olympic men's hockey bracket tournament. So it's going to be, which is going to be Italy. Olympics taking place next month. It's kind of funny that the NFL season is going to end, the Super Bowl is going to end, and then 3 days later, the men's Olympic hockey tournament starts. It's a perfect transition, because we'll talk about the game we'll probably talk about the Super Bowl on Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll transition right into Olympic hockey. So it's going to be a fun time, and we're going to be joined by a friend of the show, Brent, from the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. He's going to be our guy to help us out. Awesome! He's going to be part of our coverage for the Olympics. So you'll want to tune in for that part. But in the meantime, we're going to get out of here. Before we get out of here, I just want to remind you to please follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just search for No Credentials Required. You can also check out our other podcasts and written content at bellyupsports.com. And on the podcast side, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, Pandora, and our host, which is Podbean, Freshly Brewed Podcasts. Hit that notification bell on Twitter and on YouTube so you don't miss a live show, so you don't miss any show announcements, and you don't miss any announcements of clips going up from the show. Gaz and I will be back this week. We'll be previewing the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl, which is a college football playoff semifinals. So that'll drop this week on YouTube. So it'll be a YouTube exclusive. So you want to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Like I said, we're probably gonna have another offsite production meeting to discuss what's going to happen for the rest of for spring, the rest of the winter going to the spring. Some changes with the program, with the how we record and how many episodes we release in the spring and in the summer, going into next NFL season, which is a few months away. But in the meantime, thank you for listening or watching No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports. We are proudly presented by Belly Up Sports. For Dustin Henry, I'm Ryan McCarthy. We'll be back Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, live on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Replay the next day on the Belly Up Sports YouTube channel. Talking about everything that happened in Week 18 in the NFL. Black Monday, which coaches got fired, which coaches were spared their jobs. It's going to be an exciting episode. You don't want to miss it. Again, we'll have it replayed and listen. You can listen on the podcast. We're able to listen to podcasts. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy the football. Stay safe out there. We'll be back Monday night, 7:30. Talk about Week 18 in the NFL. Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Good morning, everybody.